It appeared at the turn of the century, when it seemed like everything in the world of small arms had already been invented, when pistols were becoming more compact, lighter, more technologically advanced, but inevitably weaker. And suddenly it appeared on the scene, massive, gleaming like a fragment of an unknown mechanical beast, and completely unlike any pistol ever created, a weapon that, by all the laws of ballistics, mechanics, and common sense, shouldn't have existed. But it didn't just appear, it became a legend, a cinematic icon, a symbol of power, a synonym for excess and technical madness. This is the Desert Eagle. Its distinctive outline is recognizable even to those who have never held a gun. It has become part of the visual code. Wherever desert appears, eagle, power emerges, sometimes absolute, sometimes excessive, but always impressive. A pistol that breaks the rules, a pistol that shatters conventional notions of what a handgun should be. But behind the impressive image lies a completely different story, a story of engineering risk, a chronicle of technical experiments and constant refinements, the long and difficult evolution of a system that has fallen outside the canon. After all, Desert the Eagle isn't just a pistol. It's a gas-operated weapon where it shouldn't be. It's loaded with high pressures, high-caliber cartridges, solid steel, and a host of engineering tricks designed to keep this handheld artillery charge under the shooter's control. It wasn't created as a weapon of war, but as a technical challenge, a platform that engineers strove to perfect, despite the doubts of the weapons industry. And every stage of Desert's development, the Eagle is a struggle between power and control, speed and reliability, caliber and ergonomics. From the first drawings of the Magnum from research to Israeli assembly at IMI, its entire history reads like an experiment that suddenly proved too successful. Why Desert has the Eagle become so iconic? Why do tens of millions of people consider it the most powerful pistol, even though more practical options exist? What engineering solutions allowed it to fire the 50 AE cartridge, one of the most devastating pistol calibers in the world? And why, despite its complexity, weight, and recoil, does it remain a sought-after weapon rather than just a museum piece? The Desert Eagle is a weapon worth studying, not for its cinematic image or its impressive design, but for the boldness with which its engineers approached a task most would consider impossible. Magnum was founded in the early 1980s. Research began developing a new large-caliber pistol, but no one in the industry seriously expected the project to survive. Traditional pistol operating systems, short recoil, roller-delayed, blowback, had severe limitations. They all hinged on one thing: the more powerful the cartridge, the more difficult it is to build a compact, reliable, and safe pistol capable of handling enormous pressures while remaining controllable. Magnum engineers' research wanted the impossible: to create a pistol chambered for Magnum revolver cartridges. To achieve this, they decided on a breakthrough: the world's first use of a gas-operated positive locking mechanism, more typical of automatic rifles than handguns. Unlike most pistols, the Desert Eagle, it doesn't move. It's firmly attached to the frame, like on a carbine or assault rifle. This isn't a decorative solution, but a functional necessity. The barrel has a gas vent below the bore line, which communicates with a miniature gas chamber beneath the barrel. When a bullet passes through the vent, some of the gases escape downward, pressing on the piston and initiating the recoil of the bolt carrier. Then the key thing happens. The locking lugs rotate and disengage the bolt. It's almost an exact miniature AR-15 system, only adapted for a pistol. This mechanism provides several advantages at once: withstands the enormous pressure of the .357 Magnum, .44 Magnum, and especially 50 AE cartridges, provides stability and accuracy. Fixed barrel reduces dispersion, reduces recoil by distributing energy through the gas piston. But the system also has its downsides: sensitivity to contamination, the need for more careful maintenance, and lower reliability with weak desert cartridges. The Eagle does not tolerate compromise ammunition. It requires energy, otherwise the automatic system simply will not work. Desert frame. The Eagle isn't just a steel frame. It's a solid, thick-walled structure designed to withstand loads that would destroy a normal pistol in just a few shots. The slide is long, rifle style, with a massive section covering the barrel at the top. This gives the pistol a distinctive profile that's instantly recognizable. The bolt itself is multifaceted, with massive lugs designed to withstand pressure surges and operate in harsh conditions. The locking mechanism is rotary, like a rifle's. It's essentially a rifle bolt housed in a pistol form factor. The magazine is single stack. This is a necessary step. Large caliber cartridges simply don't allow for a double stack magazine. As a result, the capacity ranges from 7 to 9 rounds, depending on the caliber. The pistol weighs between 1.9 and 2.1 kilo, depending on the model. That's a lot, but it's hard to maintain the power. 50 Action Express would not be possible. Desert. The Eagle was designed as a multi-caliber system. This means the owner can change the caliber by replacing trunk, shop, shutter, not always. Among the most famous calibers, 357 Magnum, the most manageable option, high speed, comfortable precision, and reliable automatic operation. 44 Magnum, the golden mean between power and adequate recoil. The most popular desert caliber, Eagle, 50 Action Express, the pistol's true calling card. A bullet weighing up to 325 grains accelerates to 450-480 meters per second and carries colossal energy. This cartridge is destructive by nature. It was designed to express the maximum that can be squeezed out of a pistol. It is important to understand. Desert. The Eagle is not a military combat weapon. Its calibers are for sporting, collector, and hunting. It is a tool for enthusiasts, not for special forces. The desert movie The Eagle is often portrayed as an uncontrollable, monstrous monster. This isn't entirely true. Its weight and gas system dampen a significant portion of the recoil. In reality, the Desert Eagle in 44 Magnum feels softer than a lighter revolver of the same caliber. But 50 AE, yes, that's a whole other level. The kick is sharp, the impulse is powerful, but not as scary as in pop culture. However, due to the weight and massive bolt, the pistol requires strong hands, correct grip, experience in handling large caliber weapons. Although Magnum Research is an American company that produces Desert Eagle, is almost always associated with Israel. The first models were assembled by IMI, Israel Military Industries, later IWI. Since 2009, part of the production has been moved to the United States. Mark I, the first successful version. It had a number of limitations, but laid the foundation for the entire platform. Mark VII, improved trigger mechanism, new coating, reinforced elements. Mark XIX, a modern model compatible with various barrels and calibers, currently the only current version. The Mark XIX has a variety of finishes, including gold-plated, stainless steel, black oxide, nickel, tiger stripe, and snow stripe. If Desert the Eagle was simply a technical experiment, it would have remained a niche weapon for sportsmen, but he became a symbol of excess power. The pistol was used in dozens of films, from The Matrix to Starsky and Hutch, in computer games, Counter-Strike, Max Payne, GTA, in comics, in advertising, in popular culture in general. Desert. The Eagle became a visual symbol of power, not necessarily practical but always impressive. Despite its huge caliber, Desert the Eagle is capable of very high accuracy. The fixed barrel does its job. The pistol is used more actively for hunting than for self-defense. Its power is excessive for typical tasks. 50 AE is one of the most powerful pistol cartridges approved for civilian circulation. Guns are so popular in movies that many people first saw them on screen rather than in real life. Based on Desert Eagle has rare custom models chambered for exotic cartridges, including high-powered Wildcat calibers. Desert. The Eagle is a rare example of a weapon that has transcended its intended purpose. It's not just a pistol, not just a technical development, and not just an experiment in large-caliber handguns. At its core, the Desert the Eagle became a phenomenon, combining engineering, cinematography, and cultural symbolism into one massive angular steel structure. When Magnum in the early 1980s, research conceived the idea of creating a pistol chambered for revolver cartridges, but the industry dismissed the idea as a curiosity. Gas-operated operation in a pistol was considered impossible. Most designers didn't even consider using a rifle-style locking system, as it violated established handgun design standards. But it was precisely because of this violation of these standards that the Desert Eagle was born. Eagle appeared. Today, it remains the only mass-produced pistol successfully operating with a gas-operated mechanism designed to withstand such enormous pressures. This uniqueness is no accident. It's the result of decades of refinement, engineering experiments, successive generations of models, and the efforts of Israeli and American specialists. Each version, from the Mark I to the Mark XIX, increased reliability, improved recoil control, expanded calibers, and enhanced operating comfort. Yet, through it all, the design retained its core feature, a fixed barrel and a rifle-like operating principle. Technically, Desert Eagle is a small rifle packaged into a pistol. It's a weapon where every component performs at its absolute best. The thick-walled frame, massive bolt, powerful locking lugs, gas piston, and monolithic barrel all suggest that this isn't a mass-produced combat pistol, but a specialized tool designed for those who know what they're doing. In reality, Desert Eagle is rarely used by the military or police. Its size, weight, limited magazine capacity, and demanding action are unsuitable for typical combat missions. But it was never designed for the military. Its place is in the hands of collectors, hunters, enthusiasts, and shooters, seeking something unusual, powerful, and impressive. Desert hunting. The Eagle does have its uses, especially in the 50 AE caliber, where the power allows for the killing of medium and large game at close range. But more often than not, it's purchased not for its practicality, but for the feel, a feel that only this gun provides. The heavy metal in your hand, the stiff recoil, the deep report of the shot, and the sensation of a complex mechanism at work that has no equal in the pistol world. It is also curious that Desert Eagle has become a cinematic icon. Its profile, recognizable even in the shadows, has become a visual symbol of power, danger, and extreme might. Directors choose it not for its realism, but for its effect, for the fact that the viewer instantly understands. The character wielding the Desert Eagle, he's not joking. This weapon is like a scene element, like part of a character, like a visual metaphor. It also holds a special place in games. Almost every shooter has a version of that powerful pistol, which packs a punch beyond all other handguns. Sometimes, its in-game stats even exceed reality, which only adds to the legend. But with all the glitz and cultural popularity, it's easy to forget that Desert Eagle is, first and foremost, an engineering achievement. It's a pistol that proved the impossible is possible, that large-caliber revolver cartridges can be made to function in an automatic system, that a rifle-style locking system can exist in pistol form, that a weapon can be both a technical experiment and a cultural phenomenon. Today, Desert Eagle is more than just a gun. It's a piece of firearms history, an example of bold engineering, and a demonstration that design can be both functional and iconic. It has become a symbol of the American approach to firearms, powerful, striking, a little over the top, yet always impressive, and most importantly, desert. The Eagle remains a vibrant, evolving platform. Decades after the introduction of its first model, it remains in demand, produced, updated, and unique among handguns worldwide.